Larkspur Press is not just me. You have to say that all the authors and artists that we work with are also part of the press. And we set all our type by hand, letter at a time, line at a time. And once you have the finished product, you're really proud of it.
He makes art out of words and images and paper, and when you pick up a book of Gray's, you simply are holding a work of art.
The main book press is a 12 by 18 Chandler and Price. The one I'm using was made in 1916. I've had to change the rollers several times. You have to do that on any press. But they really knew how to make things then.
Leslie Shane, who actually binds the books. She sews them and glues them, and that in itself is an art. Trust me, I've tried for 5 years in his workshops and I can't do it.
I've been called the elf. A lot of people compare Gray to Santa Claus, and I'm the elf. Gray really likes to do the design work, and he's got a very elegant, very personal way he wants to design books.
We like to do what I call a regular edition, which is printed on a fine machine-made paper and reasonably priced. And then we plug. And we do an edition on either a handmade or a mold-made paper. And those are hand-bound with a special decorative paper that is handmade, hand decorated. And those sell for what they're worth.
And so to own a book of his is really a prized possession.
I call Larkspur persnickety press because it's so precise and painstaking. And I mean, he is a genuine perfectionist. If he printed a book that had a misprint in it, I think he'd probably cut his throat.
Gray does not promote himself. Until very recently, he had no presence on the internet, and he will confess to being a secret technology Luddite.
Larkspur Press does have a website, and I've seen it a couple of times.
He's also a marvelous poet. They're so clean and simple and direct and sweet, which you can also say for Gray himself.
I do write poems. However, I'm a much better printer than I am a poet. What is the saying? There's more poets who write poetry than read poetry. And there's more poets who read poetry than buy poetry. So getting this press off the ground took a while.
A letterpress book, you can feel the impression of the letters. So you're feeling it, you're smelling it, you're reading it. There's generally a lot of white space, so it's very pleasing on a subtle level.
A beautiful book will live forever, and Gray doesn't make anything that ain't beautiful, you know, I mean.
There are few people who are steadfast in their purpose as Gray Zeitz. Book after book after book, each one more stunning than the last.